English Boost podcast from Speak English Journey.
Hello, everyone. You're listening to the English Boost podcast, your go-to English podcast for learning English faster and smarter. I'm Alex, and I'm so glad you joined us today.
And I'm Emma. Thanks for tuning in. We've got a great topic lined up that could supercharge your English journey.
You know, Emma, a single trait truly sets top performers apart from the rest. They know how to learn at lightning speed. That's what we're diving into today.
Absolutely, Alex. Learning quickly isn't just a talent, it's a skill. And for English learners, mastering how to learn can make a world of difference.
That's so true, Emma. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to learn English so much faster than others? What's their secret?
That's such a great question, Alex. And it's something I've thought about a lot.
Exactly. I used to think it was just about talent or working longer hours, but then I realized it's not about how hard you work, it's about how smart you work.
You're so right. I remember pushing myself to study for hours every day, thinking it would help. But honestly, I wasn't improving because my methods weren't effective.
Same here. I tried cramming vocabulary lists thinking that was the best way, but when I needed those words in conversation, they were nowhere to be found.
That's when I discovered meta-learning, and it changed everything.
That's right. Meta-learning is like unlocking a cheat code. It's all about understanding how to learn so you can make the most of your efforts and get results faster.
And speaking of learning faster, Crystal will join us at the end to guide you through a calm and clear breakdown of the most important words we use today.
Yep, it's like a slow, gentle review to help you not just hear the words, but feel them, repeat them, and remember them.
So if you've ever finished a podcast and thought, wait, what did that word mean again? Stay with us. Crystal's got you covered.
Plus, we've created a free PDF with the full transcript, grammar and comprehension questions, and even some reflection prompts to help you lock in everything you've learned.
Yes, it's perfect for following along or reviewing later. You'll find the link right in the description. So no more waiting. Let's build that faster, smarter learning mindset right now.
All right then, Emma. Let me ask you this. Have you ever tried walking through a dense forest with no trail in sight?
Oh, absolutely. It's hard work. You're pushing through branches and stumbling over roots.
Exactly. That's what your brain feels like when you're learning something new. It's like carving out a path in that forest for the very first time.
So every time you practice,
You're clearing that path, making it a little easier to travel.
so those paths are like the connections in our brain.
Exactly. Those connections are called neural pathways. When you learn something new, like a word in English, your brain forms a tiny path between neurons.
But if you don't practice,
That path gets overgrown like an abandoned trail in the forest.
so the more you practice, the clearer and smoother the path becomes.
Yes, and here's where it gets exciting. Every time you make progress, your brain rewards you with dopamine, which is like a little, yay, you did it signal.
It's like when you're playing a video game and you complete a level or achieve a milestone. That reward motivates you to keep going, right?
Oh, totally. I love that feeling in games. When you unlock a new achievement or get a bonus, it makes you want to dive right into the next level to see what's coming.
Exactly. Your brain works the same way when you're learning. Whether it's mastering a new word or understanding a tricky grammar rule, that little hit of dopamine pushes you to keep learning. Just like a game's rewards keep you playing.
But what happens when progress feels slow? Like when you're stuck on a level in a game? That can be so frustrating.
That's a great comparison, Alex. When progress slows down, your brain stops giving you those dopamine rewards. It's like being stuck on a challenging level in a game where no rewards are coming your way. It's tempting to just quit, right?
But in games, I always try again because I know there's a reward waiting if I push through.
Exactly. And that's the mindset we need for learning, too. If you stay consistent, even celebrating small wins like nailing a phrase in a conversation, it keeps that dopamine flowing and motivates you to push through the tough parts.
So, learning is like leveling up in a game. You keep clearing the path, building stronger connections, and celebrating every small win along the way.
That's right, Alex. The key is to treat the process like a journey. Every step matters, and every milestone is worth celebrating. So, Alex, now that we know how the brain works, what does the learning journey actually look like?
It's like climbing a mountain. There are 4 key stages.
The first stage is starting out. And this is where most people feel like they're carrying a heavy backpack uphill.
Everything feels awkward, slow, and overwhelming, I bet.
Precisely. Everything's new.
Oh, I know that feeling. When I started learning English, even saying hello felt like a struggle.
Exactly. But here's the thing. You're laying the foundation. Then comes stage 2, gaining momentum, or the improvement stage.
Ah, this is when you start feeling a bit more confident, right?
That's when you find your rhythm. The climb feels easier, and you start noticing tangible progress.
I remember that. Like the first time I watched an English show and didn't need subtitles for the whole episode. That's the best feeling.
Absolutely. But then almost every learner hits stage 3, hitting a wall, also called the plateau.
The plateau. So descriptive.
Imagine you're halfway up the mountain, and suddenly the trail disappears. You're just standing there.
Oh, that's so accurate. I've been there. It feels like you're stuck, and no matter how hard you try, you can't see progress.
It's tough, but this is the make or break stage. If you push through...
Then you reach stage 4, I assume.
Exactly. Stage 4, reaching milestones, or the success stage. This is where you get to the top of the mountain and enjoy the view.
That's such a great metaphor. But that plateau stage, the wall, can really knock you down.
It can, but the good news is there are ways to push through. And that's what we'll talk about next. Staying motivated when the climb feels impossible.
So, Alex, let's be honest. That plateau stage can feel like walking in circles without a map. All do you keep going when you feel like you're not moving forward?
Great question, Emma. Imagine this. You're walking through a desert and it feels endless, but then you see a small oasis up ahead. That's what motivation is, those small wins that keep you going.
I like that. So how do we find those oases when learning English?
The first step is to focus on your why. Why are you learning English? Is it to get a better job, travel confidently, or connect with people? That's your guiding star.
That's so true. I always think about how much easier it'll be to chat with friends abroad or feel confident ordering food in a foreign country.
Exactly. And the second step is to celebrate small wins. It's like marking checkpoints on your journey.
Like completing a mini goal?
Did you finish a short conversation? Great. Did you learn 5 new words today? Fantastic.
That's a great point. Sometimes we focus so much on the big goal, we forget to celebrate the progress we're actually making.
Exactly. Another way to stay motivated is to change your scenery. If you're bored, try something new.
Join a conversation group, maybe?
Or watch a different type of show, or even learn through music.
I've done that. Listening to English songs helped me pick up slang and pronunciation in a fun way.
That's a great example, Emma. And finally, don't be afraid to take breaks. Rest is like recharging your battery.
It gives your brain time to process and absorb what you've learned.
So, to everyone listening, remember, the journey might feel long, but every small step counts. Stay patient, celebrate the little things, and keep your why in mind.
Exactly, Alex. Learning English is a journey, and every step, no matter how small, gets you closer to the finish line.
All right, Emma, let's dive into some practical strategies for learning faster and smarter. These methods can truly transform how you approach learning English.
Absolutely, Alex. I'm all for strategies that save time and deliver results. So where do we start?
Let's start with the 80-20 principle. It's simple. 80% of your results come from 20% of your efforts.
So instead of spreading myself thin, I should focus on the few things that give the biggest results?
Exactly. Think about vocabulary, for example. Instead of learning 10,000 random words, focus on the most common 1,000 words used in daily conversations.
Those will cover the majority of what you'll encounter. That makes so much sense. It's like in cooking. Mastering basic techniques can help you make almost any dish.
Exactly. Focus your energy on the essentials, and the rest will fall into place.
I've heard a lot about journaling. How does it actually help with learning faster?
Journaling helps you stay aligned with your purpose. Ask yourself, why am I learning English? What's my goal? Maybe it's to travel, get a new job, or connect with people.
Writing it down reminds you why it's worth the effort. That's so true. When I think about having easy conversations with friends abroad, it keeps me motivated.
Exactly. It's like setting a compass for your learning journey. It keeps you on track and focused.
Okay, Alex, Have you ever learned something new, felt excited about it, but then completely forgot it the next day?
Oh, so many times. It's like cramming for a test and then waking up the next day with a blank mind.
Exactly. That happens because when you first learn something, it's stored in your short-term memory.
Think of short-term memory like a notepad. It holds temporary information. But if you don't review it, it gets erased to make room for new stuff.
So how do we stop that from happening?
By practicing and revisiting what you've learned. When you repeat something again and again, your brain decides it's important and moves it to your long-term memory.
Think of it like shifting files from your computer's desktop to a permanent hard drive. That's a great way to put it.
So repetition is like convincing your brain to save the information for good.
Exactly. Imagine you're drawing a line in the sand. The first time it's faint and can easily be washed away, but the more you go over it, the deeper the line becomes until it's carved permanently.
That's how long-term memory works. So every time I use a new word or phrase, it's like carving that line deeper, making it harder to forget.
That's right. And here's another way to think about it. Your brain is like a garden. When you plant a seed, it won't grow unless you water it regularly.
If you don't practice, that seed of knowledge withers.
But if you nurture it through repetition, it grows strong and becomes a permanent part of your mind.
That's such a powerful metaphor. So the key is to practice consistently and reinforce what you've learned before it slips away.
Exactly, Alex. The more you practice, the more natural it becomes. Soon, you'll recall it effortlessly, like riding a bike.
So learning isn't just about the first step. It's about revisiting, reinforcing, and repeating until it sticks for good.
Absolutely. That's how you take what starts as short-term memory and transform it into lasting knowledge that you can use anytime, anywhere. Now let's talk about mindset. How you see yourself can either push you forward or hold you back. What do you mean?
If you see yourself as someone who isn't good at languages, you'll act accordingly. But if you start identifying as a confident English learner, your actions will reflect that belief.
It's like telling yourself, I'm a runner. Even if you're just starting out, it changes how you approach it.
Exactly. Shift your mindset and the results will follow.
What about those moments when learning feels really hard?
That's a sign of growth, Emma. Think of it like working out. Your muscles feel sore because they're getting stronger.
So the struggle means I'm making progress?
Exactly. Embrace the discomfort. It's proof that you're challenging yourself and getting better.
Wow, Alex, we've covered so much already. From how the brain works during learning to the stages of growth and staying motivated. It's been such an insightful discussion.
Absolutely, Emma. But before we move forward, let's take a quick pause to dive into some key vocabulary from today's episode. And who better to help us than our vocabulary expert, Crystal? Take it away, Crystal.
Hey Alex, thanks. Hi friends, it's Crystal and it's time to slow things down. Let's gently go over some of the most powerful words from today's episode. You'll hear them, say them, and feel them stick. Let's begin. Supercharge. To supercharge means to give something extra power, to boost it quickly. Example, adding a short morning walk can supercharge your focus for the day. Repeat after me, adding a short morning walk can supercharge your focus for the day. That's a strong start. Now here's a softer one, trait. A trait is a personal quality, something that shows who you are. Example, patience is an important trait for any good teacher. Say it with me. Patience is an important trait for any good teacher. Let's keep going. Next, we have a smart one. Meta-learning. Meta-learning means learning how to learn. It's like discovering the best study method for your own brain. Example, he used meta-learning to discover that he learns best by speaking, not writing. Say it with me. He used meta-learning to discover that he learns best by speaking, not writing. Very helpful, relatable. Let's talk about a word every student knows, cramming. Cramming means learning a lot in a short time, usually last minute. Example, he was cramming for his English test and didn't sleep all night. You can repeat after me. He was cramming for his English test and didn't sleep all night. Phew, we've all done that.
Now something more visual.
Trail. A trail is a path or track, often created by repeated use. Example: they followed a narrow trail through the forest to find the hidden waterfall. Say it with me. They followed a narrow trail through the forest to find the hidden waterfall. Let's keep walking. Now let's look at what happens when something is forgotten. Abandon. To abandon something means you leave it behind. You stop caring for it and you don't return. Example: they had to abandon the house after the flood. Repeat that with me. They had to abandon the house after the flood. Simple, but it says so much. Here comes a powerful science word. Neuroplasticity. Neuroplasticity is your brain's ability to change, grow, and adapt, even as an adult. Example: thanks to neuroplasticity, it's never too late to learn English. Say it with me. Thanks to neuroplasticity, it's never too late to learn English. Isn't the brain amazing? Now, a word that describes a tough phase. Plateau. A plateau is when your progress feels stuck, flat, like nothing is changing. Example: after weeks of progress, she hit a plateau and felt discouraged. You try it now with me. After weeks of progress, she hit a plateau and felt discouraged. Don't worry, it's just a pause, not the end. Let's pick up speed again. Momentum. Momentum is forward motion. Once you start, it becomes easier to keep going. Example: once he built momentum, reading in English became a daily habit. Say this one with me now. Once he built momentum, reading in English became a daily habit. Great rhythm. Here's a feel-good one. Dopamine. Dopamine is your brain's reward chemical. It makes you feel proud when you make progress. Example: she felt a rush of dopamine after finishing her first English podcast episode. Repeat that out loud with me. She felt a rush of dopamine after finishing her first English podcast episode. Yes, that's your brain cheering for you. And let's end with something grounding. Stay aligned. To stay aligned means to stay connected to your purpose, your why. Example: he writes in his journal every morning to stay aligned with his goals. Let's say that one more time together. He writes in his journal every morning to stay aligned with his goals. You're doing that just by listening. That's all for today. You listened, repeated, reflected. That's how real learning happens. I'm proud of you, and I'll see you in the next one.
Thank you, Crystal. That was fantastic. I love how you made each word so easy to understand with those examples.
Absolutely. The example sentences were so relatable. I'm definitely going to work on using plateau more often. It's such a useful word, especially for talking about learning journeys.
Me too, Emma. I think it perfectly captures that feeling everyone experiences. And speaking of feelings, we touched upon neuroplasticity, Crystal's big science word. It's truly empowering to know our brains can change, even as adults.
It's incredibly hopeful, isn't it? It means no matter how old you are or how long you felt stuck, your brain is ready to adapt and learn.
Exactly. It's a reminder that learning isn't a fixed ability, but a dynamic process. And that ties back to our initial point about mindset. If you believe your brain can change, it empowers you to try new things and push through.
Definitely. And that's why revisiting concepts, like we did with Crystal's segment, is so crucial. It's not just about hearing the word once. It's about embedding it into those neural pathways we talked about earlier.
Right. The more you revisit, the deeper that trail becomes in your brain. It's like a mental workout for stronger connections.
So, for our listeners, applying this means actively reviewing vocabulary, re-listening to episodes, and trying to use new phrases in your own conversations. Don't just listen and move on.
Precisely. Make it active. Make it stick. And remember that dopamine hit we mentioned. Every time you successfully recall or use a new word, your brain gives you that little reward, encouraging you to keep going.
It's such a simple yet powerful feedback loop built right into our biology. Harness it.
All right, that's a wrap for today's episode of the English Boost podcast. We hope you found these tips helpful and inspiring.
Remember, learning English is a journey, and every small step counts. Keep practicing, stay motivated, and celebrate your progress.
Thanks for listening.
Until next time, keep leaping forward in your English learning.
Bye for now.
See you soon. Bye-bye.